Do you know how to write for skimmers? That's the question I'm addressing today in The Right Question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, the Publication Coach. I have a question from Jennifer Olson, a writer based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Here's what she's asked via email. I've recently started having to write for the internet, and my boss keeps telling me I need to pay more attention to addressing the needs of skimmers. How do I do that? Do you have any tips for me? Thanks for the question, Jennifer. Most writers should in fact be very concerned about reaching skimmers because that's how the majority of people read these days. Our current distracted reading style appears to be the result of years of TV viewing, as well as the more recent advent of the smartphone and social media apps such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But we're all even more distracted when we read on the internet. Do you know how much time people spend on a website before leaving? The answer may shock you. It's just 15 seconds. 15 seconds! Yikes! See link below. If you want to capture readers who have short attention spans, here are some strategies you should use. Use bullets, as I have done in the transcript for this text. Bullets get attention. They make the text look non-intimidating and easy to read. Use boldface for emphasis. Just don't use too much of it. Boldface is slightly harder to read than regular type, so use it selectively. Write concisely. Get rid of extra words and unnecessary sentences. Use plenty of short paragraphs. I can't give you a specific word count because the length is going to depend on how wide your columns are. The wider they are, the longer sentences you'll be able to use. Just be sure you have lots of white space between paragraphs that appear relatively short. Use plenty of subheads. These mini headlines allow your readers to orient themselves and get the gist of your message, even if they aren't willing to read every word of your text. Last, always put your most important material on the first screen readers will see before they have to scroll. And before you decide that's an easy task, remember that many of your readers will be reading your text from a small mobile screen. You won't have very much space. Writing for skimmers is indeed a bit of an art. But like everything related to writing, it becomes a lot easier with practice. I suggest you begin by identifying some sites that you and your boss find especially skimmable. Then, you should spend 5 minutes a day practicing copying these sites word for word as a method of practice. See my link below for a blog post on the value of becoming a copycat. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from technology writer Nicholas Carr, author of the book The Shallows: What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. On the web, there is no such thing as leisurely browsing. We want to gather as much information as quickly as our eyes and fingers can move. Jennifer, many people are no longer readers. They're skimmers. But you're being paid by a boss who wants to reach them. And guess what? It's not hard. Practice the tips I've given you. But please remain a committed reader yourself.